AITA. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend's coworker that we're not married? I've been with boyfriend for about 5 years. We live together. He does not want to get married, which I'm fine with now, but it was a point of contention early on in our relationship. Boyfriend was talking to coworker on Zoom when I brought him some coffee. Coworker said something like, "So this is the lovely wife I've heard so much about." I said something like, "Thanks, but we're not married." He said, "Oh, boyfriend always calls you his wife," and then introduced himself. I introduced myself, then ended the conversation and left as quickly I could while still being polite, because both boyfriend and coworker were giving me a weird vibe. A little while later, boyfriend came out of the office and asked what was that. I didn't know what he meant, so I asked, "What was what?" Boyfriend then said that there was absolutely no need for me to correct coworker, and that it's better if people think I'm his wife. I said I'm not his wife, I'm his girlfriend, and he never told me that he told other people that I'm his wife. This somehow becomes an argument, with my side being that boyfriend never told me that his coworkers think we're married, and boyfriend's side being that I should have figured that being called his wife indicated that coworker thought I was his wife, and I shouldn't have corrected him. And when I said I thought he just made an assumption, boyfriend said that wasn't the point was that there was no need to correct him, that it was rude, and that it make boyfriend look like a dickhead. He then said that the solution to this is that when he next has a video call with coworker, he wants me to come in again, strike up a conversation, and say that I was messing with him, and that boyfriend is actually husband and us not being married is an inside joke I thought coworker was in on. I then said that was the dumbest frocking plan he'd ever come up with, and no frocking way am I doing that, and he said I was being an a-hole, that I got him into this, and now I have to bail him out. AITA. Am I the a-hole? Update. We talked. He's frocking a female coworker. Apparently I can't leave my wife for you sounds better than I can't leave my girlfriend for you. So now he's going to have to tell people we've divorced. NTA. Not the a-hole. That is so shady, and it feels like there is a lot more going on. If you're not married, he doesn't get the perks, and that includes calling you his wife. Hell no. NTA. Not the a-hole. Why is he calling you his wife and he doesn't marry you? That seems kind of stupid. NTA. Not the a-hole. That would be the stupidest inside joke in history. If your boyfriend, I mean husband, is adamant in calling you his wife, why doesn't he propose, lol, considering your long history too? NTA. Boyfriend looked like a duckhead because boyfriend was being a duckhead. You didn't do that. If he doesn't want to be married, he should not tell people he's married. If he wants people to think he's married, he should get married, although I advise against that. Oh no, that update. I'm so sorry. You dodged the biggest bullet, and you can rest easy knowing this is going to be so embarrassing for him to clean up at work. If you want to get some justice, you can always tell the boss and the side chick. Good luck, and I hope things get better for you. Side chick heard me yell at him on her end of the line, and then she started yelling at him over the phone, so she might know by now. But it sounds like he's staying with her right now, so she's not that mad. AITA. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to hang out with my boyfriend when he has his son? Boyfriend has a 5-year-old son who I try to avoid hanging out with at all costs. He can be a sweet kid, but every time I see him he ends up throwing a fit, and my boyfriend enables it. We'll all just be hanging out, things are normal, and he'll run off and pout, so his dad will chase after him. Sometimes, he'll start screaming gibberish when boyfriend and I are talking because he feels left out, I guess, even though 90% of the time the attention is focused on him. He'll pull our hands apart when we're holding hands, and he'll tell his dad to stop touching me. Randomly starts crying in public. I think it has something to do with the fact that his parents aren't together, so everywhere he is he's the center of attention. I don't really blame him, he's just a kid, but my boyfriend just indulges him so much it's ridiculous. I think he's raising him to be entitled, and think he's the center of the universe. So, I just try to avoid hanging out with them, which is tough when he has him 3 to 4 days a week. AITA? Am I the a-hole? TLDR. Boyfriend's kid, while sweet, is incredibly attention-seeking. Being around him is draining, so I avoid it. AITA? NAH. No a-holes here. But you should wonder why you are with this guy. His kid will be part of him forever. If you are serious with this guy, it's time to start accepting his son. Or look for a guy without kids. Edit. Also, it's normal for a 5-year-old to need constant attention. NAH. No a-holes here. I think your problem is right here. Boyfriend is 31 years old. I am 21 years old. People mature a lot in their 20s. I was a very different person at 30 than I was at 20. There's a reason the old formula for how much younger a match can be allows for bigger age differences the older you get, half of your age plus 7. You two undoubtedly see the world from different perspectives. YTA. You're the a-hole. The kid just lost his family, of course he's going to be needy. He sees a new lady where his mom used to be and he's 5, he's not going to able to deal with that yet. And based on the way you talk about him, maybe he knows you don't like him either. But what do you think is happening here? You're dating a guy who has a kid half the week. Are you not going to see him for that time? Do you think this will go further? And if so, how would your attitude about this boy allow you to deal with him? It sounds like you're not ready for this. Good luck, but this might not be for you, Chief. ESH. Everybody sucks here. This kid needs stability, but doesn't really sounds like you're that interested in taking on that role. If that's the case, you really shouldn't be hanging out with him at all. If you're not interested in getting more serious with your boyfriend, then I'm not sure why not seeing him 3 to 4 days a week is a big deal. If you do want to get serious, then you need to work on having a better relationship with this kid. Your boyfriend also sucks for putting both you and his kid in this situation. AITA. Am I the a-hole for making myself nice meals and not my husband? So, I'll preface by saying me and my husband have vastly different tastes in basically everything. For the most part it doesn't matter, but we clash heavily when it comes to food. Before we met, I basically never ate out, drank nothing but water and unsweet tea, with the occasional juice, and ate mostly vegetarian, always pretty healthy meals. When we started dating, I started eating out a lot more because that's what he always wanted to do, and I'm honestly easily influenced. I learned pretty quickly that he doesn't like anything that includes anything other than a variation of meat, cheese, and starch, rice, bread, pasta, potatoes. Not a single vegetable other than corn, no dairy except butter, no fruits, no grains, nothing. He also hates a majority of seasonings. I ended up adapting my cooking to suit his tastes, occasionally making myself healthy sides, but it bothered him so I mostly stopped. I tried to at least have healthy lunches, or choose healthier options when eating out, which was still regularly. Eventually we had a daughter, and now that she's getting old enough to eat with us, I'm pretty much done with how we eat. I don't like eating like this, I've gained weight and feel out of shape, my body feels awful, whatever. And I don't want our daughter to grow up not eating anything healthy and substantial. So I stopped agreeing to fast food and made him only get it for himself, and started cooking nice meals again, which he of course hates. I begged him to at least try, and find something remotely healthy he likes eating. Quite frankly, my food doesn't even taste healthy, our friends and family rave about how delicious it is, even when it has stuff they normally don't like in it, it really shouldn't be that hard. But he refuses. So I told him he can make his own meals if he doesn't like ours, that I'm tired of eating unhealthy all the time. He accepted it at first, but he's gradually been getting more upset about it. He says it's not fair that we have these nice meals and he's stuck eating crap. I told him he's free to join, and what he's making himself is literally the same things I'd make him anyways, minus some fancier things, and that I'd be willing to still make some of the fancier ones, just not so often. But he says it's not the same, and he wants nice healthy meals like ours, and it's not fair that he's being excluded. I told him unless he's willing to let me add spices and vegetables to the meals, I literally can't make him nice healthy meals like ours. There's only so many ways you can make a meal with just meat and starch, and you can only make it so healthy. Now he's been pouting, because he says it's not fair he's the only one who doesn't get good food, and that I could at least try and include him, and I'm being an a-hole by not trying. I think he's being ridiculous to expect the same type of food we eat, without me putting in literally any of the ingredients. AITA? Am I the a-hole? NTA. Not the a-hole. His real complaint is that he's being excluded, which I suspect is actually a combination of resentment at having to cook for himself, and resentment that you are implicitly teaching your kid that the way he eats is bad. Like, look at what you wrote. He was only okay with things when you completely adopted his way of cooking, even you making yourself healthy sides bothered him to the point where you stopped doing it. You've given him option after option after option in terms of compromises, but the only thing he actually wants is total capitulation to his preferences. You shouldn't feel bad about what you're doing, and certainly shouldn't give in to his pity party. You didn't give you or your husband's age, but I'm assuming from this that he's around 4 years old. In that case, it's okay for you to try to expand his palate, but kids are notoriously stubborn and picky eaters, and while that can be frustrating, you can't just let him go without food. As a small child, he depends on you to feed him, and it is borderline abusive not to prepare meals for him that he will eat. Oh wait, what's that? This is a grown-ass man who is married and helped you produce another human being? Never mind then. As an adult human being, he is fully capable of at least trying one of the nice meals that you graciously cook for him. Just like you tried, for years, to accommodate his tastes, in cooking his meals for him, mind you, to your own detriment. And whether he wants to try your cooking or not, he is also fully capable of obtaining meals for himself that he likes, either by cooking or by going through the drive-thru. But this garbage, where he basically says, I refuse to try the things you cook because I don't like them, so please cooking those things I don't like even though I don't know if I like them, in a way that I will like, though is BS. NTA. What a ridiculous question. Do you really need to ask if making healthy meals for you and your young daughter is an a-hole move? Obviously NTA. Your husband is acting like a petulant child. He can either eat healthy meals you make or he can eat his artery-clogging unhealthy foods, and watch you and your daughter eat nutritious meals and shut his mouth.